So let's begin with the physiological effects of the thyroid hormone. So basically, it increases the overall metabolism. That is the most important effect. It has an effect on growth, especially the child, and in the fetal and the postnatal life. It has a very important role in the brain development. Now, if we focus on the metabolism, it increases the entire BMR, that is basal metabolic rate, and this is done by a lot of processes together. So it increases the utilization of food, and this increases the energy which is formed, that is nothing but ATP, and thus the mitochondrial activity is increased because ATP is formed by the mitochondrial enzymes. This energy which is present actually is utilized by these ion transport channels like sodium potassium ATPase, and these ion transport channels indirectly increase the basal metabolic rate. Now this in turn helps in reducing the weight of the person. So if there is an increase in these hormones, then the weight of the person decreases, and vice versa. So now if we focus on the specific metabolic activities, like firstly, if we consider carbohydrates, it causes rapid uptake of glucose, it causes gluconeogenesis, it causes glycogenolysis, and all these are because there is an increase in the cellular metabolic enzymes, which are nothing but the proteins increased by these hormones. Now if we consider proteins, then it usually causes synthesis, but at a very high concentration it also causes catabolism. Now let's come to fat. So it causes lipolysis, and this lipolysis decreases the fat stores and increases the fatty acids. Let's come to the vitamins. So these vitamins actually, because of the thyroid hormones, the need for the vitamins is increased, because vitamins are an important substance for a lot of processes, and it can act as a coenzyme for many processes or many reactions. Now let's focus on the cholesterol, phospholipids, and triglycerides. So the concentration of these three is usually decreased when there is an increase in the thyroid hormone. Now let's come to systems. Like if we focus on the cardiovascular system, it usually causes vasodilation and increases the cardiac output. So this is because when there is an increase in the metabolism, it causes an increase in the oxygen utilization, and it produces lot of metabolic end products. These metabolic end products lead to vasodilation and causes increased blood flow, and finally increased cardiac output. This also causes increased heart rate because of the increased force of contraction. Let's come to the second system, that is the respiratory system. So when there is an increase in the metabolism, obviously oxygen utilization will be increased, and thus the rate and depth of the respiration is also increased. The third system, that is the GI, causes increase in the appetite, obviously because more energy has to be produced, and more there is a more metabolic rate, so appetite is increased, and then food intake is increased. Then there is increased secretion of the digestive juices. So if there is an increase in the thyroid hormones, that is hyperthyroidism, then it can cause diarrhea, and if there is a decrease, that is hypo, then it can cause constipation. Let's focus on the next system, that is the CNS. So now it plays a very important role in this, because it usually causes, if there is deficiency, it can cause abnormal development of the synapses and defective myelination during the postnatal life and the fetal life of the child. So it can lead to mental retardation. When these hormones are increased, usually they cause increased blood flow to brain, and this causes increased anxiety, worries, and paranoid thoughts. But when there is a decrease in these hormones, it can cause lethargy and excess sleep. Let's come to the next system, that is the muscular system. Both an increased and decreased level of these hormones can cause problems. So if there is increase in these hormones, it will cause increased contraction of the muscles, and it can lead to catabolism of the proteins, and this can lead to myopathy and also fine tremors. When there is decrease in these hormones, it can cause sluggish movements. So the muscle tremor is a very important sign to diagnose the increase in the thyroid hormones. So why is there muscle tremor? This is caused by the increased reactivity of the neuronal synapses in the area of spinal cord, which controls the muscle tone. Now, how is this observed is by placing a sheet of paper on extended fingers, and then you can easily observe the muscle tremor. Next, let's focus on the other endocrine glands. So, this causes an increase in the secretion of other glands. For example, if there is an increase in the T4, it causes increased rate of glucose metabolism, that is nothing but carbohydrate, and thus it causes increase in insulin. The second example can be it causes increase in metabolic activities related to bone formation, and thus there is increase in the parathormone or parathyroid hormone. Next is the reproductive system. So, in men, usually the decrease of these hormones causes loss of libido and increase causes impotence. Whereas in women, the decrease of these hormones can cause menorrhagia, polymenorrhea, or irregular periods, or also amenorrhea sometimes. The increase of these hormones can cause oligomenorrhea or amenorrhea.